i kana hele hele ya lai ya e ke ki o e ka ua koko. O na kino malu I kalani malu e hoe. E ho o ulu mai ana o laka I kona mau kahu o mako no. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no na ewa. Pili ana I ke kai ko I la haloa kupa o ka aina. E o e kai aha maule o la ke awa lau o puloa. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no hono uli uli. Hulili ana ka ana e holo la ka I ahalia ka makani. Ke kani o ka pu e o la ho o la ina pula pula. Na pula pula o hono uli uli. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no ho ai ai. Vai ana o ka ahu pahaula I ka nani hulu kupuna. O ka ulu no ka pahu hopula aina I ka ulu vehi, ka ulu vehi o ho ai ai. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no waikele. Ho o kele ana pai aku la I ka pā mai o ka ulu moku. Ua ulua ua laola la ke one kuili ma o kana. Ke one kuili ma o waikele. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no waipio. Pio ana I luna lilo la kau pono pu'u au makua. He huli aku I ke kai la I ka lai hula o hana loa. Ka lai hula o waipio. He aloha noa, he aloha la, he aloha no waiawa. Alawa na kuhia loko la, kuhia ia mai e ka pono. Kule ana ka le kua ana la I na mamo ke kono hiki. I na mamo waiawa. Haina mai ka puana la, he aloha no na ewa. Pili ana I ke kai ko I la haloa kupa o ka aina. E o e kai aha maule o la ke awa lau o puloa. E o e kai aha maule o la ke awa lau o puloa.
Please be seated. Thank you, Dr. Leilani Basham, Kaliko Correa, for the He Aloha no Na Ewa, which was composed in honor of the Ewa District and each of its ahu pua'a. They were accompanied by the UH West Oahu Chorus, led by choral director Kato Novitsky. Special guests, members of the graduating class, parents, family, and friends, Welcome to the 2016 spring commencement at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. My name is Layla Y. Shimokawa, and I'll be your co-MC for today's festivities. Before we start the commencement celebration and recognition of achievements, it is befitting that we first take a moment to pay our respect to the victims of the recent Kumamoto earthquakes. The Kumamoto and Aso campuses of the Tokai University educational system in Japan were severely damaged, and the lives of 3 students were tragically lost. In honor of our neighbors, Hawaii Tokai International College and their sister campuses who tragically suffered loss of life and severe damage, please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Now, Dr. Alan Rosenfeld, Dr. Jason Chun, and Director of Strategic Initiatives, Sherry Proper, will present expressions of support for the victims of the Kumamoto earthquakes by our UH West Oahu faculty and staff to Hawaii Tokai International College Chancellor Takuya Yoshimura and Vice Chancellor Mark Hamilton. Thank you, Dr. Rosenfeld, Dr. Chun, and Sherry Proper for the presentation. And thank you, Chancellor Yoshimura and Vice Chancellor Hamilton for your presence. Thank you. And now, may I please welcome to the podium our Chancellor, Doris Ching.
Thank you, Layla, and aloha, everyone, on this wonderful day. I want to address you, graduates, families, friends, regents, University of Hawaii executives, faculty, staff, and guests. In our many diverse roles, we today share one thing in common. For all of us here, this is a very happy occasion, and it is truly a privilege to extend my warmest welcome to our candidates for graduation, to your families and friends, and to our esteemed guests. This is also a special year for this university. We are celebrating our 40th birthday. Truly. 40 years ago, this institution, then known as the West Oahu College, had 5 faculty members who held their classes in local area high schools. And today, we have more than 105 faculty and counting who teach in classrooms on our very own University of Hawaii West Oahu campus. We have grown into a full-fledged university. Let's hear it for the full-fledged university. And this campus is representative of many of our own graduates today, still learning and still looking to grow. And like our graduates, we are innovative, we are willing and able to take advantage of the exciting educational opportunities offered to us. We stand ready to address the higher education needs of our community. So graduates, the faculty and staff of the University of Hawaii West Oahu are proud of what you have accomplished here, and we look forward to hearing about the remarkable things that you will do as UH West Oahu alumni. My heartiest congratulations and very best wishes to every one of you. Aloha.
Thank you, Chancellor Ching. And now, in what is quickly becoming a tradition here at UH West Oahu, it is with great pleasure that I introduce my co-MCs, two of our students, Haley Cope and Marasha Moore. Haley is a Pu'eo mentor, Associated Students of the University of Hawaii West Oahu Senator, and the chairwoman of ALA Aloha Girls State in Hawaii. She graduates in spring 2017 with a Bachelor of Education with a concentration in secondary education. Marasha is the chairwoman and a founding member of our Student Activity Fee Board and one of our legislative interns. She graduates in fall 2016 with a Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences with a concentration in psychology and a certificate in healthcare administration. We're happy to have two of our brightest to lead today's ceremony.
Thank you, Layla. I'm Haley Colt.
And I'm Marasha Moore.
And we're honored to co-MC today's festivities. This is a special occasion for our graduates and families, so please silence your cell phones.
It is my pleasure to introduce UH West Oahu candidate for graduation, Ashley Mae Ramos, who will now lead us in the Star-Spangled Banner in Hawaii Pono'i, accompanied by the University of Hawaii West Oahu Band and University Chorus. Please stand.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets sprinkling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
Please be seated. Thank you, Ashley, and thank you to the UH West Oahu Band and its director, Chad Kamei. Now, I would like to introduce our Vice Chancellor for Administration, Kevin Ishida, to introduce our distinguished guest.
Good morning. I'm pleased to introduce our distinguished guest. Please rise as your name is called and remain standing. Will the audience please hold your applause until all are recognized? Chief Justice Mark Rettenwald, keynote speaker. Board of Regents Chair Randolph Moore. Regent Coralie Chun Matayoshi. Regent Michelle Tagorda. Dr. David Lasner, President, University of Hawaii. Dr. Doris Ching, Chancellor. Dr. Jacqueline Honda, Acting Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Dr. Judy Oliveira, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Dr. Stanley Orr, Chair, University of Hawaii, West Oahu Faculty Senate. Dr. Linda Randall, Chair, Business Division. Dr. Mary Heller, Chair, Education Division. Dr. Alan Rosenfeld, Chair, Humanities Division. Dr. Christina Guo, Chair, Public Administration Division. Dr. Susan Adler, Chair, Social Science Division. Tiffany Shelton, our student commencement speaker. Senator Will Espero. Senator Mike Gabbard. Senator Susan Chun Oakland. Representative Ty Cullen. Representative Sharon Har and her husband Vince Todd. Takuya Yoshimura, Chancellor, Hawaii Tokai International College. Mark Hamilton, Vice Chancellor, Hawaii Tokai International College. Kiran Pope, Executive Director of the Kapolei Chamber of Commerce. Georgette Stevens, Officer, West Oahu Economic Development Association, and her daughter, Kiala. Rodney Luke, DOE Complex Area Superintendent, Pro City Waipahu. Rufino Magliba, Legislative Intern Program Mentor. Dwight Takamini, former Director of Labor, State of Hawaii. Carl Makino, retired Board of Regents staff, and his wife, Cynthia. Chancellor Ching's husband, Wilbert Ching. Robin Campagnano, Regent Emeritus and members of the Executive Leadership Committee for West Oahu. We are grateful for all that you have done and are honored that you could be part of today's celebration. Please give them a round of applause.
You all may be seated. Thank you. We're honored to have with us today from the UH Board of Regents, Chair Randy Moore and Regents Coralie Matayoshi and Michelle Tagorda. UH West Oahu is grateful to the Board of Regents for your continued support of our campus. I would like to invite Regent Matayoshi to the podium.
Hope my hat doesn't fly off. President Lasner, Chancellor Ching, faculty and staff, graduates, families, and friends, I am delighted to take part in the University of Hawaii West Oahu's commencement, and I want to thank you for inviting me to say a few words on behalf of the Regents. Of course, you know that UH West Oahu is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. Congratulations. Minutes from now, the candidates for graduation will join an exclusive yet growing membership of alumni. Some of you have navigated through unconventional routes to be in the first of their family to get a college degree. Many of you have juggled full schedules, balancing work, school, and family. And others have embraced their college experience, filling their plates with a slate of extracurricular activities. Many took advantage of UH West Oahu's online offerings to complete their degrees. All will soon share one common trait. You will all be proud graduates of the University of Hawaii West Oahu. We honor you as we celebrate your perseverance and commitment to achieving your goals. Whether you pursue a graduate school or employment, you will soon discover that the dedication and hard work you needed to get to this point will guide you in the next phase of your life. On behalf of the Board of Regents, I extend a special thanks to all of those who made it possible for you to obtain your baccalaureate degree. And to all of you graduates, we are so very proud of you. Carpe diem, seize the day. Aloha and mahalo.
Thank you, Regent Matayoshi. And now I'd like to call upon UH System President David Lassner to give the greetings from the University of Hawaii System. Thank you.
I won't even try. Good morning and welcome to all of you. This is really one of the best days in the life of a university president when we get to see happy graduates and, just as importantly, really happy families. And so maybe just let's pause a moment and think about all of you here in the audience. These people couldn't be here without you. You are parents, you are children, you are aunties, you are uncles, you are grandparents, you are grandchildren, all of whom help make this possible. So how about a round of applause from the graduates to your families and friends. And also to our public policy makers. This was 40 years in the making. It's a very happy birthday that we're here, and we couldn't do it without the dedicated leadership of our public policy makers. Representative Har has been near and dear to her heart, I know, for many years. Each time I talk with her, this is all she wants to talk about, is the success of this campus. Thank you so much. But also the regents over many, many years who kept the faith that it would be possible to do this, and many in the community. So thanks all of you for helping us have yet another great graduation with great weather here in beautiful Kapolei. Yeah, thanks. So while you are proud University of Hawaii at West Oahu graduates, I would be remiss if I didn't also let you know you are very proud University of Hawaii System graduates as well. And we are a great public university system made up of 10 campuses serving students across the state. Next week, in fact, I will see many of your fellow graduates on Maui, who UH West Oahu serves so proudly through distance learning opportunities, and another batch will be finishing off there of your classmates as well. I know many of you will have aspirations to go back to your families after what you've just gone through. Some of you will go straight into the workplace, and others of you may move on to another University of Hawaii campus to further your educational goals, maybe now, maybe in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years. Your only limits are your dreams, and I will say, one day one of you may be up here like I am as a proud University of Hawaii graduate serving as president. Aloha and congratulations.
Thank you, President Lassner. We also want to thank another one of our distinguished guests, Councilmember Ron Menor. Please rise. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here.
Now, it is truly an honor to introduce our keynote speaker. Chief Justice Mark Rechtenwald was sworn in as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the State of Hawaii on September 14, 2010. He was appointed as the Chief Judge of the Intermediate Court of Appeals in April 2007 and an Associate Justice at the Supreme Court in May 2009. He previously served as the director of the Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs and as an assistant United States attorney for the District of Hawaii and as an attorney in private practice. He received his undergraduate degree from Harvard University, his law degree from the University of Chicago. Also, I would personally like to thank you for visiting our legislative internship class this semester. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present to you one of the most highly respected persons in the state of Hawaii, our keynote speaker, the Honorable Chief Justice Mark Rechtenwald.
Good morning and aloha, everyone. And you know, it is, I had the chance to meet the legislative interns at the very beginning of the legislative session, and I felt like I had 9 of my best friends up at the legislature, and Marasha and the rest of those folks. When I'd walk around, I'd see them working really hard in their various offices, but they'd always greet me with a smile, and I could see the incredible experiences they were having, and it always made me feel comfortable and welcome at our state capitol. And I think it really strikes home how important this school is and the contributions that people at the school are making already while they're students, and then what's going to happen when they move out into the community. So I want to thank Chancellor Doris Ching for inviting me to join you here for this very joyous occasion. And I want to echo President Lasner by welcoming and acknowledging the moms and dads, spouses and children, grandparents, aunties, uncles, and the other family and friends who are here today, and to thank them for everything they did to support these graduates on the long journey to this day. And to each of the graduates, congratulations on this great achievement. You did it. Congratulations. So while today has great significance for each of you as graduates and individuals, it also has great significance for our community. We gather here on this beautiful new campus at a rapidly growing institution with nearly 2,700 students and cutting-edge programs. But it wasn't always that way. Professor Dan Boylan can remember the very first West Oahu classes back in 1976. There was an initial enrollment of about 75 students, and to hear Dan tell it, the faculty literally taught out of the trunks of their cars. So it took a lot of grit, determination, and heart to build this school into what it is today. And those qualities are all reflected in you graduates, the heirs of that proud tradition. When people describe the students at UH West Oahu, they use words like proud, determined, aspirational. They say, the students here aren't like the students at other colleges. They speak up, they participate, they're not pretentious, they're eager, they're hungry to learn. Many of you graduating today started out at one of our community colleges, and some of you may be the first in your family to graduate from college. You had to work hard and sacrifice to get where you are today. And as a result, you've opened up an infinite number of possibilities for your future. So as you consider the possibilities that lie ahead, please remember that the opportunities you've been given carry with them an obligation to participate in the civic life of our community. You have many good examples to draw from, but the one I'd like to focus on today concerns another graduation that took place at a pivotal moment in Hawaii's history. It was May 21st, 1942, and a young man named Daniel K. Inoue was graduating from McKinley High School. 5 months earlier, he was getting ready for church on a Sunday morning when a radio broadcast broke in. Hawaii was under attack by the Empire of Japan. Daniel, who was a Red Cross volunteer, helped firemen pull the dead and injured from fires on King Street and McCulley Street, and it was clear that his world had changed forever. In the aftermath of the attack on Pearl Harbor, the federal government imprisoned 120,000 Japanese Americans in internment camps simply because of their race, one of the most shameful episodes in our nation's history. Some of them were held in the Honouliuli camp in the hills above where we gather today, and I applaud the efforts of the faculty and students of this school who've worked so hard to preserve the story of that camp and the lessons that it holds for us in the 21st century. Now, despite facing rampant discrimination, Daniel Inoue and thousands of young Japanese American men across the United States petitioned President Roosevelt to let them fight for their country. And they finally got that opportunity in 1943 with the creation of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, which went on to become the most decorated unit for its size and length of service in the history of the American military. The Nisei soldiers who fought in Europe came home changed men, having seen the horrors of the battlefield. But the Hawaii they returned to was in many ways the same place they had left, a highly stratified, plantation-based economy that was dominated by several large corporations and the wealthy families who ran them. But these vets didn't want to return to the old ways, and they set about changing them. Many of them used the GI Bill to go to college and then on to law school. They realized that civic engagement was a key to building a society which values and treats all people equally. And in 1954, many of them, including Daniel Inouye, who later became our longest-serving U.S. Senator, successfully ran for the legislature. And 2 years later, Patsy Mink joined them. During her later service in the U.S. Congress, Congresswoman Mink played a key role in enacting Title IX, which provides opportunities for women and girls across this country to pursue their educational and career goals. So the members of that generation used the law to change Hawaii, abolishing the death penalty in 1957, enacting a civil rights and employment law in 1963, adopting constitutional protections for the rights of women and the collective bargaining rights of employees, and adopting an employer-based system of comprehensive health care in 1974, long before health care reform was an issue of national importance. Now, even though many of those great leaders are no longer with us, their example can inspire us today. If you turn on the TV or read the news, you can see there are no shortage of problems that need solving. There is still grave injustice in this world. There is still intolerable inequality. Today, I challenge you, the next generation of Hawaii's leaders, to follow the example of those who came before you and dedicate yourselves to civic engagement. Now, what exactly do I mean by civic engagement? In short, we need you to never stop learning and to remain informed, to care about making your community a better place, to participate in the political process, and to use your education to create a more just and equal society. At the judiciary, where I'm privileged to work, everything that we do depends on having an informed and engaged public. Alexander Hamilton called the judiciary the weakest of the three branches of government. We don't command armies and we can't impose taxes. All we have going for us is the power of ideas. Here in Hawaii, we have a state constitution that guarantees many important rights and a non-political judiciary to uphold that constitution. We're the only branch of government that's insulated from the political process, and we have a simple mission: applying the law justly, fairly, and equally to all people, and doing so in a way that is transparent. To make what we do immediate and meaningful to our young people, we've begun taking the Hawaii Supreme Court out into the community to hold oral arguments in real cases at high schools across the state. More than 2,500 students have attended those arguments, most recently in December at Waianae High School. After one argument in a criminal case involving a theft, a student came up to me and said he was surprised that the court had asked some very tough questions of the deputy prosecuting attorney. His comment went to the heart of the rule of law. When you come before the courts, you'll get a fair shake, whether you represent the state of Hawaii with all of its power or an accused thief. So in sum, civic engagement is the lifeblood of our democracy. If our citizens are not informed, if they think their voice does not matter or that the system is rigged, then the way our government operates will be determined primarily by money, popularity, and power. And not only what we do at the judiciary will be compromised, but everything that Senator Inouye and so many others have fought for could be lost as well. This is why we need you to help shape the civic life of this community. You are our next generations of leaders. You need to keep fighting for what is right. You need to use your education to create a more just and equal society. You need to fight for those whose voices might not otherwise be heard. It's your turn to step up. As graduates of this very special school, you've already shown yourselves to be more than up to that task. So to each of you and your family and friends, congratulations and aloha.
Thank you, Chief Justice Rechtenwald, for your words of inspiration, wisdom, and justice. Now, our Acting Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Jacqueline Honda, will recognize the candidates for graduation with distinction and honor.
Good morning. The university is proud of those students who are graduating with distinction. Based on a 4-point scale, these candidates have earned a minimum grade point average of 3.75 and have completed at least 30 credits at UH West Oahu. You will find the names of these outstanding students asterisked in your program. Will all those graduating with distinction and wearing a red cord rise and remain standing? Yay. We would like to acknowledge the student award winners who were selected by faculty members in their respective divisions for demonstrating outstanding academic achievement and or exceptional service to the community. The award winners are identified in your programs. Will those students please rise and remain standing? In addition, the graduating class includes several members who are selected for National Honor Societies such as Alpha Phi Sigma, Alpha Kappa Delta, Lambda Alpha, Psi Chi, Sigma Tau Delta, and Golden Key International Honor Society. To symbolize this achievement, these students are adorned with cords of various colors, pins, or medallions. Will those students please rise and remain standing? We would now like to recognize the student marshals. These students' academic achievements have resulted in their selection to assist their fellow candidates during the commencement ceremony. With the student marshals wearing a red and white cord symbolizing their service to UH West Oahu, please rise and remain standing. We would like to call upon those students who augmented their studies by participating in service learning. Those with service learning tea leaf lay, please rise and be recognized. Last but certainly not least, we would like to recognize our student veterans and thank them for their service. For those veterans, including those in the audience who would like to be recognized, please rise and remain standing. Audience, please join me in applauding all of these candidates for their academic accomplishments.
Thank you all. You may be seated. Thank you, Dr. Honda. Now, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Dr. Judy Oliveira, will introduce our student speaker.
Aloha. I would now like to introduce our student speaker, Tiffany Shelton, who was nominated by her professors for the honor of speaking on behalf of the graduating class. Tiffany, who is from Hau'ula, is graduating with a Bachelor's of Humanity with a concentration in English. An avid tennis player, she has aspirations of being an English professor so that she can pass on her passion for writing to others. Tiffany received the Humanities Division Award for the Outstanding English Student of this year. I'm honored to welcome to the podium Tiffany Shelton.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, faculty, friends, esteemed guests, and families of graduates. It is an honor to be amongst you all today as we end our journey at UH West Oahu. This experience has been incredibly amazing. Every person up here has worked tremendously hard through all obstacles to get here. And I've found that life throws a lot of obstacles. So much more happens in college besides essays, exams, and speeches. I have faced some of my darkest days during my years here, as I'm sure many of us have. I have to say, there were moments when I thought I'd never make it this far. Sometimes I didn't believe I could make it through the demands of college life. There was a time in my life during my years here that I was actually homeless. I moved from friend to friend, family member to family member, and was passed along a trail of people. The only person who I believe could help me was my grandmother, but she had unfortunately passed away, and my family had fallen apart. So my motivation to succeed here was definitely sparse. But I never knew how lucky I was to be a student at UH West until these events had happened to me. Every faculty member that I spoke to went out of their way to aid me. My professors that I had previously thought were so strict had bent their own rules to give me a chance. I can't even recall the amount of classes I'd missed and assignments I didn't turn in, but they had done so much to support me every step of the way. During our years in college, we all have gone through trying experiences. There are times when we had forgotten our goals, lacked faith in ourselves, and lost people we loved. But being here today in our black gowns and red cords is absolute proof of our undying determination. When we all stand today, we stand together, faculty, families, and graduates alike, who have all given us amazing support throughout this journey. When we stand, we show that we did not surrender in the face of failure. Every person up here has pulled through on all trials that life has handed to us. Graduates, we are about to receive a piece of paper today, not reflective of our many essays, exams, speeches, sleepless nights, energy drink binges, Facebook procrastinations, video game procrastinations, Starbucks study days but actually procrastinate procrastinations, go to the Noi Out Center and eat free food procrastinations, do anything but that 15-page paper procrastinations. But rather, this paper is reflective of our drive towards individual success and our drive to better ourselves. This paper tells the world that Pu'eo soar above all challenges that stand in our way. So with that, I would like to leave you all with the words of revered philosopher and rapper Drake. You only live once. My fellow graduates, I implore you all to continue to face these challenges head on. Though for some of us, our long nights of studying and cramming may be over, when dark days come our way, let us continue to make the best of them. Let this piece of paper always remind you of who you are and who you are striving to become. Thank you. I'll never forget my journey with all of you.
Thank you, Tiffany, and congratulations. UH West Oahu Faculty Senate Chair Dr. Stanley Orr will give the final salutation to the graduates on behalf of the faculty.
Thank you. Earlier this semester, our Survey of American Literature course touched on Mark Twain's novel, The Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. Inspired by Samuel Clemens' 1860s Hawaii visit, the novel tells the story of New England machinist Hank Morgan, who gets hit on the head and inexplicably winds up in medieval England. Using 19th century technology, Hank goes head-to-head with the Catholic Church and King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table. As he sets up a school dubbed the Factory, Hank reflects, training. Training is everything. Training is all there is to a person. We have no thoughts of our own, no opinions of our own. They're transmitted to us, trained into us. Whether or not Mark Twain shares this grim view of human agency is an open question. He certainly does not present the Yankee in a very favorable light as the novel proceeds. I think I speak for most of my colleagues, however, when I say that we believe there is more, or should be more, to a person than that which has been trained into us. Here at UH West Oahu, you've had your share of training, skills and gestures repeated so often that they've become second nature. As you're demonstrating right now, you've mastered the ability to line up, walk in the same direction, sit down, and remain quiet for a given period of time. Well done. The faculty could learn a thing or two from you. All kidding aside, a certain amount of training is indispensable. There are many instances in which quick, unhesitating responses can mean life or death. At the University of Hawaii West Oahu, however, we have done our level best to educate as well as train. What's the difference, you might ask? When you have a moment, log on to the library databases one more time and read through the etymologies or histories of the words training and education. You will be able to do this, by the way, because the faculty members in the library saved the Oxford English Dictionary database from budget cuts. Thank you. You know who you are. Training is, quote, sustained instruction and practice in an art, profession, occupation, or procedure with a view to proficiency in it. It might also mean, quote, teaching of a particular behavior, especially obedience to orders, close quote. To educate, on the other hand, is to, quote, help or cause a person to develop the intellectual and moral faculties in general, and to provide a person with beneficial instruction to raise to a state of better understanding or awareness, close quote. In keeping with our critical thinking institutional learning outcome, we have sought to cultivate not behavioral conditioning or training, but rather the capacity for independent thought and informed opinions. Whereas training enables us to act without thinking, education would have us think before acting. As Aristotle has it, quote, it's the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. And thanks, by the way, to my colleague who included that quotation on his email signature. That's the source of my erudition there. As you move on into the prosperous and fulfilling jobs that you will earn with this degree, you will experience more training. Indeed, there will be time for more workshops, more retreats, and more professional development days. As you go on to more training, however, we encourage you not to forget your hard-won education. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Orr. We will now proceed with the awarding of academic degrees and certificates. I would like to call Dr. Judy Oliveira, our Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, and Dr. Jan Javanar from Student Affairs to the podium to present the candidates for degrees and certificates. And will the Regents, President Lasner and Chancellor Ching, please come to the stage.
We are at the point that we get to recognize our graduates and really show you what UH West Oahu is all about, our students. So congratulations. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business and Applied Sciences degrees please rise and come forward? And will the Business Division faculty, Dr. Linda Rando, please join the reception line? Andrew Warner, Accounting with Distinction. Kylie Ahuna, General Business Administration. Irish Mammon, Accounting. Daisy Baldugo, Accounting with Distinction. Tony Lynn Duran, Accounting. Amberly Steffstrass, Accounting with Distinction. Diana Marie Ocampo, Accounting with Distinction. Sherry Hozaki, Accounting. Amanda Burge, Accounting. Gladys Hannah Sandoval, Management. Valerie Torikawa Domingo, Accounting and Finance with distinction. Joylianne Lealohalani Santos, Management with distinction. She has her the queen on her card. You truly are, Joylianne. Douglas Ken Albano, Management with distinction. Stephen Richter, Management. Quentin Wardlaw, Management. Tara Estabilo Albano, General Business Administration. Kelsey Frost, General Business Administration. Connor Ning, Management. Connor Ing. Gary Goodhue, Management. Lauren Ibarra, Management. Kelsey McDowell, Management. Brennan Nagamine, Accounting. Domina Ho, Accounting. Seth McCumber, Accounting. Sorry. Pauline Cabales, Marketing. Kristen Konishi, General Business Administration. Sean Stanton, Accounting. Kirsten Cooley, Marketing. Marifel De Vera, Management with distinction. Dion James Augustin, Management with distinction. Annalisa Lillis, Marketing with distinction. Laura McDowell, Management, Certificate in Interdisciplinary Environmental Studies. Theodore Taheni, Finance, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance. Andrew Letuula, Management. Monica Chagas, Management. Fuisha Solomon, Accounting and Marketing with distinction. Kimberly Mukasio, Finance, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance. Micah Cariente, Finance, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance. Alexa Sutsumi, Accounting and Finance, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance with distinction. John Remy Datu, Finance, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance. Angela Janelle Cesar, Accounting, Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance. Kanoi Anuhea Kahalekai Willing, General Business Administration. Mikael Halemano, Accounting. Kay Hawkins, Management. Wei Kong Tai, accounting with distinction. Mary Susaki, accounting with distinction. Jessica Ibala Rosa, accounting with distinction. Says Napolis, accounting, certificate in risk management insurance. Ashley May Ramos, accounting. Chelsea Quiblin, general business administration. Jenny Domingo, accounting. Roxanne Balane, management. Peyton Fox, marketing. Kawi Patera, accounting. Jonathan Gunter, management with distinction. Sean Linnaeus, management. Tai Mitsuyasu, accounting. Liana Rego, management and marketing. Taylor Sakuda, information technology. Michael Lee, information technology. Matthew Taylor, information technology. Mike Oshiro, information security and assurance. Brandon Shelton, information security and assurance. Aaron Elazar, computing, electronic, and networking technology. Justin Lane, information security and assurance. John Paul O'Neill, Atienza, information security and assurance. Melissa Lum, creative media. Adrian Ishizu, culinary management. Kevin McNulty, culinary management. Congratulations, business and applied sciences candidates.
Leave your script. Leave your scripts I can read from. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Education degree please rise and come forward? And may I ask Division Chair Dr. Mary Heller to join the reception line. Ira Bangi, elementary education with distinction. Crystalline Pudikiat, elementary education. Andrea Lee Aranaido, elementary education. Katrina Gunn, elementary education with distinction. Leif Abrahamson, elementary education. Stephanie De La Pena, elementary education. Ashley Henyon, elementary education. Warren Shaw, elementary education with distinction. Natalie Daly, elementary education with distinction. Patricia Tracy Jones, elementary education with distinction. Sarah Ann Nagamine, elementary education with distinction. Donald Russell, elementary education with distinction. Congratulations, education candidates. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Humanities please rise and come forward? And will Humanities Division Chair Dr. Alan Rosenfeld please join the reception line? Ken Tom, creative media with distinction. Samantha McConnell, English. Stephanie Launiu, Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Tiffany Shelton, English with distinction. Congratulations, humanities candidates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelors of Arts in Public Administration please rise and come forward? And will the Division Chair for Public Administration, Dr. Christina Guo, please join the reception line? Ryan Summer, Justice Administration. Brianna Williams, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Lauren Woltowitz, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Rhonda Puharian, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Sharon Bulawat, Justice Administration. Cindy Back, Healthcare Administration. Eric Bartolome, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Certificate in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Corey Brown, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Katharina Oka, General Public Administration with distinction. Melissa Pirpian, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Christina Cunningham, Justice Administration. Marlena Torres, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Yulisa Fulgencio, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Randall Corpuz, Healthcare Administration. Savannah Ramsey, Healthcare Administration. Karina Migoti, General Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Jose Talamantes, Justice Administration. Noah I, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Certificate in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Nicole Shiroma, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Perry Mason, Justice Administration. Sherilyn Copeland, General Public Administration. Megan Coburn, General Public Administration. Alika Valdez, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Timothy Inuma, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Matthew Pampangdi, Justice Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Jacqueline Ravino, Justice Administration. Sherelle Bradley, Justice Administration, Certificate in Democratic Principles and Social Justice. Martez Villarino, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Novi May Lucero, Healthcare Administration. Brandy Garcia, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Crystal May Rose, Healthcare Administration. Christopher Arakawa, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Jordan Kagehiro, Justice Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Charlie Kaonohi, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Sarah Hogan, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Bianca Robedo, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Joseph Wilson, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and Justice Administration. Marissa Choi, Healthcare Administration. Sheila Joyce Viernes, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Jennifer Jenkins, Justice Administration with distinction. Daphne Holyoke, Healthcare Administration. Alena Vo, Healthcare Administration. Lauren Bug, Healthcare Administration. Joylene Taylor Baxa, Healthcare Administration. Alyssa Nicole Gagarian. Brittany Keep, Justice Administration with distinction. Angelica Salvador, Healthcare Administration. Jimmy Peralta, Healthcare Administration. Bradley Duval, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Robin Araki, Healthcare Administration. Alyssa Liu, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Christina Fale, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Lau Ta'amutafea Shen, Healthcare Administration, Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Mele Letula Savea, Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Healthcare Administration with distinction. Congratulations, public administration candidates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences please rise and come forward? And will Division Chair for Social Sciences, Dr. Susan Adler, please join the reception line? Anita Licea, Psychology with distinction. Debbie Miguel, Psychology. Brittany Makino, Psychology. Chanel Carvalho, Psychology. Tracy Ann Guilmere, Economics. Preston Cole, Psychology and Sociology. Carrie Kuhaulua, Sociology. Kelsey Awa, Sociology. Letitia Lavoie, Sociology and Certificate in Democratic Principles and Social Justice. Cherie May Quibelan, Sociology. Nicolette Raquel Corona, Psychology and Sociology. Eli Bien Pagaragan, Psychology. Shade Green, Sociology. Felicia Domingo, Political Science. Kaliko Lee, Early Childhood Education. Darrow Baluskang, Political Science and Certificate in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Jacqueline Empleo, Psychology. Samantha Torres, Anthropology and Sociology and Certificate in Applied Forensic Anthropology. Ryan Jocelyn, Economics and Political Science. Mai-Kai Kim, Psychology with Distinction. Jennifer Ganitano, Psychology. Catherine Kaplan, Psychology and Certificate in Substance Abuse and Addiction Studies. Katie Goodman, Psychology. Kevin Fong, Political Science and Psychology. Mia Anduja, Psychology. Trinell Kaha, Psychology. Chanel Lanford, Psychology. Gigi Silva, Psychology. Fane Egami, Psychology. Justine Nicholas, Psychology. Lindsay Lino, Psychology and Certificate in Substance Abuse and Addiction Studies. Congratulations, Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences candidates. The receiving line may now be seated, and may I ask Chancellor Ching and Dr. Honda back to the podium? And will Drs. Cox and Landgraf please take your position at front center stage? Okay. Oh, that's it, Jen.
No, I'm good. Good. Yeah. I think we're ready. Will all of the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration and Applied Sciences, Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Arts in Humanities, Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration, the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences, as well as the students who are candidates for certificates, please rise. Chancellor Ching, it gives me great pleasure to present to you these candidates. They have completed their prescribed courses of study and are recommended by the faculty for their respective degrees and certificates.
Thank you. Let me add a note here that the Faculty Commencement Marshal is a duty of honor and distinction. Our faculty marshals were selected because of their significant achievements. Dr. Evelyn Finney Cox, Fanny, you want to raise your hand there so that she has provided inspiration and leadership as the chair of mathematics and science and will be dearly missed as she retires next month. Fanny, thank you for keeping math and science alive at UH West Oahu. And Dr. Katie Landgraf, whose hand you saw as she passed the diplomas to me because she didn't want to be in any photo. Katie is an assistant professor of accounting and was awarded the Regents Medal of Honor in 2015. Congratulations, Dr. Cox and Dr. Landgraf.
No, you're next. You just give him the degree.
Now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the State of Hawaii, I hereby confer upon you the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled. Graduates, we are about to perform a very, very important symbolic performance of passage from student to graduate. Keep your eyes on the faculty marshals who will guide you through the symbolic transition from candidates for a degree or certificate to holder of a degree or a certificate. So with your marshals as your guide, you will now move the tassel on your mortarboards from right to left. And graduates, I know that we have congratulated a lot of our graduates who have done a lot of service, but there is a group of graduates here who have really given so much service as student leaders of your student government. Would you raise your hands, Ryan, Brianna, and any other ASUH West Oahu officers and student leaders? Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you University of Hawaii West Oahu's Spring 2016 class. So, just one final word of congratulations. Congratulations to all of you graduates, and on behalf of the University of Hawaii West Oahu, I want to personally thank all of you for joining us in recognizing our students for their tremendous achievements. And thank you also to the faculty and staff for your efforts in making this event a success. And also, I would like to thank Haley Culp and Marausha Moore and Leila Shimokawa for doing such a wonderful job as our MCs. Aloha.
Thank you, Chancellor Ching. Graduates, inside your diploma covers, there's information on the University of Hawaii Alumni Association's West Oahu chapter. This is a great way to stay connected with your campus and your classmates after graduation.
You may greet your graduates in the plaza and on the grass field to my right. To view today's commencement ceremony online, please visit our website at uhwo.hawaii.edu.
Ladies and gentlemen, this brings our commencement to a close. We do want to give one final congratulations and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the audience. Thank you for all you do. Will the audience please remain seated until the platform faculty, staff, and students have exited the stage? Thank you all, and thank you for joining us for this commencement ceremony.